Welcome to The Terrible Take, a mini podcast telling Steelers Nation what's on our mind. I'm Dave Bryan. With veteran center Maurkice Pouncey retiring a few weeks ago, what are the Pittsburgh Steelers going to do at the center position for the 2021 season? While the team most certainly could and will likely wind up drafting a center at some point during the 2021 NFL Draft, look for Steelers general manager Kevin Colbert to get out ahead of the positional needs several weeks before that late April event by signing a veteran center to a 1 or 2 year deal on the cheap. There are already a few veteran centers on the street looking for work as of last week in Nick Martin, formerly of the Houston Texans, and Nick Easton, formerly of the New Orleans Saints. Additionally, there are several other veteran centers that figure to hit free agency in the next few weeks in Alex Mack, Ted Karras, and David Andrews, just to name a few. We could also see another veteran center or two wind up being released in the next 2 weeks as well. At worst, perhaps former Steelers center B.J. Finney could circle back to the team that originally signed him should he be cut by the Bengals in a few weeks. Finney is set to earn $3.275 million in 2021, and it's hard to envision owner Mike Brown wanting to pay him that kind of money. What the Steelers shouldn't do is go into the draft with J.C. Hassenauer as their only real center under contract. Hassenauer is expected to be tendered as an exclusive rights free agent in the next few weeks, and at the very least be allowed to compete for a roster spot in training camp later this summer. At best, Hassenauer is a spot starter and emergency fill-in at center, like was the case last year. When and if the Steelers do add a more experienced free agent center this offseason, they can still go about addressing the position at some point during the 2021 NFL Draft. Based on the overall makeup of this year's draft class at the center position, however, it looks to be a very top-heavy position group with likely just a few that will have the Steelers' collective eye. When Pouncey came into the league as a first-round selection way back in 2010, he was NFL ready after having a decorated career at Florida. Because of that, it wasn't shocking that he ultimately beat out veteran Justin Hartwig during training camp for the starting center spot. To think that the Steelers will be able to duplicate that this year at the center position via the draft seems like a huge stretch. So, in closing, the Steelers don't technically have any centers under contract for the 2021 season at the time of this take. That, however, figures to change by the time the 2021 NFL Draft rolls around, as not only should Hassenauer be under contract by then, but a veteran free agent signing as well. It will be quite a shock, at least to me, if that's not the way this plays out for the Steelers. Be sure to follow us at SteelersDepot.com and check out episodes of The Terrible Take every weekday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And check out The Terrible Podcast with myself and Alex Kozora every Tuesday and Friday.